Sergio, welcome to the Expert Circle podcast.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. Um, yeah, Sergio here with Best Quality Plumbing out in the San Fernando Valley in Silmar. We first met, you came out to Malibu and did some work for us. And I remember I was really impressed by your branding, your professionalism. You guys have the coolest wrapped trucks. And right now I can see you got the super cool, best quality plumbing, hats, shirts. So, you know, to me, that says that you're a person that is very professional, that does things with excellence. You always try to do a really good job, and that was evident in the work you did. So I was really impressed by that. And tell me a little bit about that. Why is that important to you to be professional and have good branding? And did you always have really good branding like this, or when was the time when you decided to get your trucks wrapped and to do all of this type of you know advertising?
Yeah, thank you for asking. As you know, I'm starting my first of all working for a couple of companies before I start my own business. So, but I was really good at my work, and I was trying to get a more experience working with the different companies. When I felt, I was ready to jump next level to get my own branding, like my own company. So I think we're doing okay with the customers because I got a lot of experience in the plumbing industry.
Yep.
So yeah, every time we do our best, to trying to make a relationship with the customers and trying to give them a great price, and people love us. That's why got good reviews because people is really happy about our work.
Yep. How many calls do you get from your branding on your trucks? Do you get a good amount of business just from this advertising?
Yeah, I can tell the difference because before I can wrap my truck, so nobody knows the best quality plumbing. Since I will wrap my truck and I got my branding on best quality plumbing, so I drive all the way around the Valley San Fernando. And
Yep.
people see him, and I got a lot of calls from people. In fact, also, I remember a customer called. He said, "Oh, I got you," and I asked him, how do you get my number?" He said, "Oh, I saw your truck in the freeway. That's where I got your number." Oh, that's just good to know, because it's kind of like advertises on the street.
Yep. And you try to ask all your clients where they heard from you every
Yes,
time?
right.
That's
Yes, sir.
very good, very good. So what percentage is from referral business or from your trucks? I know we just started working together and we're helping to boost your organic advertising, but I'm just curious about that.
Yeah, to be, honest, I was getting a lot of customers because I got a referrals for my past customers, and
Yep.
it means a lot to me because it means I'm doing the really good work for them, and then that's why they give me trying to. I feel they give me my information to family, friends, trying to get more customer. This is good for my company.
Yep. Very cool. Um, Referral business is definitely the best, of course. Um, so what do what's your approach to customer service, to dealing with your clients, building relationships? You know, uh, why is that important to you, and how do you think about that and have relationships with your customers?
Yeah, like I said, that's what I mean. Thanks, because I met you, so we want to work together. Like I said, I got a lot of relationship with the customers, with the, well, recommendation from other customers. But I'm thinking probably to keep my company for the next level. That's what I'm thinking about. Do something else, like you, working with you, and hopefully, this is gonna probably take my company to the top.
Yep. Well, yeah, you're super cool. We're very selective in who we partner with. And, we want people like you that are trying to do things the best way and that are super professional. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, looking forward to, working together. How many trucks do you have right now?
I have 2 trucks right now, but, hopefully, I mean, we can get, more in this,
Yeah.
2026, you know?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
my goal, and that's what I'm
Are
saying
you
to
able
mentor. Uh-huh.
finance are you able to finance those trucks, and how much did it cost you to get those wrapped?
Speaking about the wraps, I probably pay like 3 to 4 grand
Mhm.
because it's
They're really
expensive. But I know, but this it can
well,
return.
uh, Instagram. Look at his Instagram. Check out the trucks. His Facebook. Yeah, they're super cool, actually.
Right. I think
About 3 or 4 grand, and then you're able. Have you ever gotten like a business auto loan, or how does that work for getting new trucks? So you try to buy cash, or
no, I try to finance it, monthly payments, and that's what it is. Because I
yep,
think
yep,
I get a good credit on the Ford credit because
yep,
I pay already too, and there's sometimes most of the time they send me offer to. Oh man, you ready to get the third one? I said, let's wait, we'll
yeah,
see.
yeah. Have you checked out these new Chevy Bright Drop vans? These are the electric kind of box trucks.
Oh,
You seen
that's a
these?
cool, nice man. That
Yeah,
probably
they're
I
pretty.
have to think it about the one of those and my next ones.
I think they made too many of them, and they're giving like a 20 or $30,000 discount at the
Oh,
dealership right now. You can
oh,
get one for 47,000, which is
oh,
pretty nice with no gas.
right, electric. Yeah, kind of cool, man.
Yeah, yeah, they are
Everything.
pretty cool.
I'm coming excited, man. I'm excited.
Yep,
I'm excited
yep,
about. Keep my company and with your help, and
yep.
trying to, but grow and grow.
Yep. So tell me about your business and your services. How did you get started originally? I know you said you were working, for other,
Mhm.
plumbing business. How long were you working for them? And what was that initial moment, when you decided to, become your own business? And what has been that learning process? I know that's kind of scary and takes a lot of courage to, make that jump.
Mhm.
And, how long have you been in business now? And what are some of these lessons you've been learning along the way?
Right. I had a probably can say 8 years already with my licenses, but like I mentioned before, so I've been working for a couple of companies, but sometimes when I work for a company, you can see you work really hard, you are really good, and you whatever you do, but bosses they don't respect your work and they don't pay you whatever you really deserve, right? That
Yep,
said, I can now be working because I said I'm really good what I'm doing in the plumbing industry. And
yep,
I said one day I said, oh, I don't want to. See me in 10 years working for companies. I want to
yep,
do
yep,
something for myself, for my family. That's what
yep,
one day I said I'm gonna take them on my next step and go to the school, and that's what I did. I take it to school and then learn the trade and then do my exams and with the state contractor license, and thanks God I got it. And like I said, I already 8 years with a good reputation for my company, and I'm really happy, man. I'm really happy because I think I made the best decision in my life doing my
yeah.
own
Very,
business.
very cool. So you have this kind of energy inside of you of being an entrepreneur and having your own business. Um, what is so you got your contractor's license. All plumbers need to have their contractor's license, or what's the certification for plumbers?
Yeah, it's a contractor license basically for means stable contractor, and
Hmm.
and and I don't think needed something else. For a
Okay.
plumber, I think it just is. contractor license. That's it.
Yep. And what are the what are the things that this is a good question for homeowners and for clients. When do they need to get permits for work, and when do they not need to get permits for work? You can give me the legal answer, and then I know sometimes if it's not new construction, maybe remodeling, maybe there's a gray area of sometimes where you maybe should get permits, but it's up to the homeowner. Let's talk to me
Yeah.
about those different.
Well, in the plumbing industry, as you, I mean, doing remodeling, as soon as you removing like a 3 or 4 feet of pipe or plumbing, you by law you have to get a permit. But some customer they said, oh, I don't need a permit because when you get a permit, this is a long process because the plumber had to go to the city, get the permits, and then the
Yep,
plumber had to do the work, and then inspector comes and see inspection. If something's not right, you have to go back and then fix it, and. But
yep,
it depends. I mean, some people they said, no, no, I don't. I just want to live in this. But by law, they had to mean. I mean, by permits. Some cities they're allowed to work with a permit with that circumstances on the plumbing industry, but it depends on the customers.
yeah. So you're happy to do this permitting for customers, but obviously they have to pay for your time to go to
Right.
city and do this. So basically for new construction, this is probably the most important, right? To get permits, but for
Yeah, yeah. New construction, of
modeling,
course, you have to get a permit because this is a new construction.
yeah, yeah. For remodeling, I know I did a remodel project recently, and we may not have always gotten permits because it was just small changes, and no
Uh-huh.
one's gonna see this work. So,
Right.
uh, okay, gotcha. And you're mainly doing like smaller projects, like a toilets, leaking, or bigger kind of like water heater installations. Do you do HVAC? What is the range of this from small projects to big projects?
Uh, well, I'm doing very much. I can say probably most water heaters. That's what I most see in my company.
Yep,
People, I've been getting more customers from water heater emergencies, water heater replacement. But I do the very much everything. I can do the new construction, but for now, I think I'm focuses on emergencies plumbing, like a sewer repair and water heaters.
yep.
Like I said, that is most we're getting. I mean, water heaters.
Okay. Are people stealing water heaters? I did an investment project in Detroit, Michigan, and I got 2 water heaters stolen. I'm curious, is this something that happens in California here, or is this not as big of a problem?
No, I don't think it's happening in California, but I don't know where. That's the
Okay,
first time. That's what I'm laughing because the first time I hear is stealing water heater. I haven't thinking time thinking about it. Who's gonna steal a water heater? Because
yeah,
the most water heater is in the garage
I know.
or
Okay, so you don't have
outside.
heaters. Dumb question there, but I was curious.
The more
Very cool.
the thing I saw a lot is people in the street who lives in the street. They stole like main lines. They cut the main lines and because they need money to survive. That's why I think
Wow.
got the pressure regulators, especially in the building. That is happening most of the time in California. In the buildings
Yep,
outside, that's why the buildings right now they protecting the water mains, putting cases with the metal and doing something because they can stop. I mean, people are stealing. I mean, pressure regulators. I'm not that I'm not getting a lot of money for that, but I think it's a couple of dollars just to survive. You know.
yep, yep. Gotcha, gotcha. Um, and Okay. What are some of the things that, are important for homeowners to know about, in education? Maybe some services that you offer that, they don't know that you offer, or, what are some things you would like to educate homeowners about, that are things that you constantly have to tell them, you know?
Okay. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we do the most water heater, but offer all kind of service, toilet repair, replacement, and small things like faucet kitchen replacement. You know,
Yep,
but
yep,
the thing I have found a lot of customers. Um, Because when I got out to the customer, sometimes they said, "Oh, give me a hand," because I was trying to. I wanna give it, I mean, recommendation to people. Is they don't do, I mean, the trade plumbing in trade. They don't try to do, I mean, repair himself because sometimes that's what a plumber. It's a plumber. He got a lot of experience and he got a trade and the field, because I found a lot of customers that trying to fix a plumbing themselves in homes, and instead of to fix it, they make it a big problem, and now they cost a lot of money, more than they usually had to cost in the beginning. You know,
that makes a lot. So you see that people call you after trying to do a DIY, you know, repair it themselves, and then they come in and you have to repair all this and redo it from scratch?
right? Hmm.
Yep, yep, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. I think, yeah, plumbing and electrical are 2 of the things you want to pay a professional, you know?
Yeah, specialists is. I can probably say they think it about. You said I do in gas line. You just gotta be careful, because gas line is really really careful. Not
Yep,
anyone can do the gas line. I remember
yep,
one time a customer, I think that somebody gave it a price and then said, "No, this is too expensive." So I went to the Home
yep,
Depot. The guy hired Home Depot hired guys, and then the guy asked to go under the house and cut the pipe, but they cut the pipe with the off the gas. So I
uh,
mean, they got an explosion under the house. This is can be, I mean, risky.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Um, so, okay, so for lines, you know, you educate me, I guess, here. I know a little bit about this, but, you know, what's the difference? When are you using PEX versus copper? You know, what are the different material options that homeowners should be considering?
Well, I mean, PEX pipe for plumbers, it can be for even for customers can be, I mean, cheaper because for
Mhm.
plumbers it's easy installation than copper. But I can say probably I don't know about the. I mean, a new construction that they are using right now. This is a new technology for PEX pipes
Yep,
everywhere. But if you had a house with a rat mouth under the house, you gotta think about it. I mean, stop thinking about it, put in a PEX because sometimes rats bite the pipes and make it. That's
yep,
it. That's it happen. I saw it, I mean, lots, and I repair a lot of, I mean, pinholes because rats beat the pipes. And I mean, it's something is not gonna happen with the copper, right? So copper
yep,
is,
yep,
I mean, it's heavy duty.
yep. That makes sense. Yeah, definitely rats are an issue. I was a home builder for many years, and
Mhm.
we were doing manufactured homes, but you know, prefab, all these types of homes, and so many of our homeowners had problems with rats, and we would have to
Oh,
come back after a year and fix these issues. So it's definitely
yeah.
a real issue here. Um, very interesting. Um, very cool. Tell me a little bit about you know, water heaters, and should homeowners have you coming every year, every 2 years to service them? Is there any kind of service that needs to happen with these?
Services. When we installed water heater, so we suggest, I mean, give it a recommendation to the customer to do the services. But
Yep,
this is an additional cost. But don't need it to me. I mean, I think it's every 2 years flashing and check. I mean, so water heater flame is working okay? Is there something wrong?
yep,
So we have to check on
yep.
that and then give it a recommendation to the customer, right?
Okay,
Then the
cool.
same thing with tankless water heater, also the same thing. Yeah,
So
yeah.
that's a vacation after, and maybe after 2 years, that they can get a message from you saying, "Hey,
Well,
it's a good time to service these." Yeah,
mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
yep. Very, very interesting. Um, so are you doing much remodels, where people are moving bathrooms and showers? Is this a big part of your business too?
Yeah, we do, but like I said, right now we focuses on most of the is the water heaters, sewer repairs,
Yep,
toilets, pretty much is it. I don't know. I'm trying to. I mean, I can do everything. New construction, remodeling, repiping. I'm ready to. If there's any, I mean, customer needs my help, so I'm ready to. You know.
yep. What does the sewer repair look like? When do sewers have problems, and what do you do in those situations?
Well, when a sewer have problems, so first of all, we're trying to clear the line with the snake. I mean, it's now getting done with the snake. We can use hydrogen. I was
Okay.
called this is a process, but I mean, first of all, we had to do a snake, and then if we couldn't gonna make it, so we talked with the customer and they said, "Hey, a snake is not gonna work," so we had to do hydrogen. But this is a hydrogen. This is a water pressure, This is for sure. We cleared it up, and after that,
Yep,
we go with the with camera, and then whatever we found in the sewer line. So, because what I found that most of the time people are having a lot of situation for years, and the past, I mean, plumbers they don't recommend that, or they even do the camera and show the customer, look, you having this situation because that. And when we show the customer with the camera and said, "Oh," sometimes the customer said, "I didn't know it was a." That's why I call in a plumber every 2 3 months. I said, "Look, this is happening. That's what is is getting backups in the sewer line." And
yep,
then we give it a recommendation that had to be done. Whatever the situation is in the pipes, that's a recommendation to get it done, fix it.
yep, yep. Got it, got it. Um, Interesting. Okay. And then for water heaters, since you do a lot of water heater stuff,
Mhm.
if someone's doing a new home build or replacing a water heater, what's the difference between gas and electric, and when do you recommend for different situations?
Uh, You know what? It's a good question, but in California, I think most of the times is go for the gas. This is a
Okay.
barely here. I made about a water electric water heater, but I heard this is getting in the market right now. I mean, electric's water heater, but
Yeah, maybe people
yeah,
solar roof, something that they might run
right.
electric.
Yes.
Okay, got you. Um, and then the on-demand heaters versus the big tank ones, what do you recommend for those? I know there's some that make it on demand, right? And some that have a bigger tank.
You mean a tankless or?
Yeah, the tankless versus the tank ones. What do you recommend there?
Uh, well, I recommend a tankless. Why?
Mhm.
Because remember the water heater, I mean, tight tanker water heater, regular water heater is most of the time is using a flame, right? So it's getting, I mean, causing money to your package because all the
Okay.
time is a flame is on. So tankless versus tankless is a water hot water demand only when you need it. I mean, when you open the hot water, you need a hot water. I mean, the tank is gonna create, I mean, process to get the hot water to on demand, but not
Yep.
need. I mean, it's later is cheaper. You know,
Yep.
it's a bigger
Okay.
bigger investment, but I think it's worth it. Cause
Yep.
yeah,
Okay. Very cool. Um, Nice. So for you, having a why, is very important. It sounds like, and starting your business, your family was your big why. Um, how many kids do you have? Tell me a little bit about your family.
well, I had two daughters, but already they got married already. They're not living with me, but and I had just my wife, but.
Sergio, you're young to have two full adult daughters.
No, I'm starting early, 16.
are you
I
are
married
you
when I
are you
was 16.
are you a grandfather yet?
Yeah, yes, I'm a grandfather. Three grandfathers too. One boy and
Oh,
two
wow.
girls.
Wow, that's very cool.
Yeah, like I
Uh,
said,
yep, yep. Um, Very cool. And then, I remember you saying, it was, you didn't like, how your previous bosses maybe treated you, right? And it wasn't the best work environment. What did you learn from this experience that helps you be a better leader and a better boss for your team now? And what's important for you, in terms of making them feel like they, are important and valued, and not how you felt in your previous positions.
right. Like you said, working for bosses and sometimes when I was working hard, so I was thinking I was getting, a little more money, or at least on the end
Yep,
of the month, say, hey, you work hard this month, so you got bonus and kind of appreciation, to workers. That's what I
yep,
said. I said when if I do my company, if I don't want to do the same way that it was with me, because this is not, the deal. I think for me is to be a better person, a better boss, and when speaking about my workers, because believe it or not, sometimes they don't give it any even a water, a bottle of water. They said, "Oh no, you have to pay water from your pocket." It can
wow,
I don't know. It was really hard when I working for companies
yep,
because I don't know, it's just happened to me, but I hear a lot of stories that people who work for the companies and sometimes they don't get whatever they deserve because they are hard workers, and
yep,
and
yep,
I do my workers all the time. When we work, let's say when we work in a sewer repair, it take like 1 or 2 days. So I'm trying to get my best for like a human best, trying to get
yep,
sodas, try to water, lunch, and try to do the my best. I don't want to go with the same way that like the other guy was with me,
yep,
But
yep.
yes, that's the way. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, that's super cool. And I'm sure they, yeah, really appreciate that. Um, so on all of our episodes, we talk a little bit about, AI. I don't even know if you're like how into technology you are. But there's, a lot of jobs that won't be here, maybe in 10 years, right? AI, there's going to be robots doing things, there's computers doing things. And, it, I don't know if you're aware of this. I'm just curious. Like, are you aware of how, important it is to have the trades like plumbers? One, I don't think we have enough plumbers and electricians and, construction trades people. Um, but it's kind of interesting, in the past, these jobs, maybe people were like, oh, I want to, wear a suit and go to work and do this job. And this job is more important than people doing, you know, these kind of construction jobs. And now these people wearing suits, they don't have a job anymore because the computers can do their job. And now it's becoming more valuable to have, a job where you work with your hands. And are you aware of this, of how important this is? And, is it for you difficult to find good, employees to work for you? Or are you seeing, that more people are interested in this now and they understand that there's, better jobs working in the trades?
Uh, Boy, that's the thing. I haven't think about it, because I don't even know if I'm gonna be the next. For the next 10 years, But
Yep.
I'm trying to see my present life. So I don't know. This is kind. This is a good question, But I know what you mean, what you point, because everything is robotic right now. So I mean, the technology it is. I don't even know, man. Probably. Um, it's kind of hard to see to think about it. How the robot is gonna be under the crawl space, you know, digging.
Yeah,
Sometimes there is no space on the crawl space. We have to dig it with a small shovel, to crawl down
yeah,
and get the job done. How do you get a robot? I think I'm not sure it's gonna robot. It's gonna be able to do let's say a repair because I don't know.
yeah, yeah. Let me. It might be 20 years before the robots are ready for this. Uh, Interesting. Is it difficult to find good plumbers? Is this something? Are there not enough plumbers in the trades? Should people consider getting their plumbing license, or do you feel like it's not so hard to find good plumbers?
No, especially right now. I was getting a lot of calls. I mean, for people looking for work.
Yep.
I know. It's just a lot of demands on the guys is with the working, you know.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, I had my group already. So I mean,
Yep.
let's wait. Maybe this year's. So it's gonna be able to give reward to somebody else, you
Yep.
know.
Yep. So you mentioned, kind of ask the last couple questions here. You mentioned that you don't know how long you're going to be in business, maybe another 10 years and you retire or something. I think it's really cool. You're actually building a business. Some businesses, it's just one person, right? And
Uh-huh.
you can't sell yourself. But, if
Right.
you build a brand, you have the trucks, you have the systems, we're putting a lot of cool systems in place for marketing and getting clients.
Uh-huh.
This is actually something you can sell. Um, so I think that's, something that's, really interesting. Um, what has been the journey for you to be a business owner, learning how to, do taxes and payroll and all this stuff? Do you enjoy being a business owner? Do you miss actually doing the work and, or do you do a little bit of both now still?
Yeah, I mean, I know, speaking a little bit about that, outside is a lot of guys right now. They are doing plumbing, and I'm taking a big project in plumbing without no license. I don't know how this guy doing, but
Yep.
to me, it wasn't, funny because when I started my own business, I said, "Oh, I'm just got my license," but it's not all that. I mean, just getting the license, it's getting the customers, and then
Yep.
whatever comes with, because they have to pay taxes, they have to pay to the IRS, and then this is something is. I mean, we are not thinking about it when we start our own business. But at least it's come
Yep.
with. But it's okay, because I understand the government. I mean, they get a bit of the chance that they get the license, get the make it opportunity to get work for customers. But I understand we have to pay money back to the government. This is the law.
Yep. 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 Um, and how are you doing now with like inflation? I know the cost of, labor, you have to probably pay more to your people, the cost of gas and all this stuff. Have you been able to raise your prices in order to keep up with inflation and rising costs? I know this is sometimes like emotional to raise prices because sometimes, you
Uh-huh.
have to say, hey, you know what? I'm worth it. I do really good work and, and their costs are higher. I'm going to raise my costs and I'm not going to be ashamed of this. This is normal. How has been that journey of finding the right price to make sure you have enough profit?
Right. This is a good question, man. And for example, I have an example yesterday. I went to the customer right in Silmar. He got
Hmm.
repair under the house because he got a bunch of pipes leaking. Another company they did a repipe, but they didn't do a good job with the solder with the no experience. So and then the pipes
Yep.
start leaking. They had a bunch of leak, and I fixed it. and I charge like
Yep.
250 because 250, 250 because I didn't spend more time. I didn't pay for a lot of material. I'm thinking that this is a good price. And when I told the customer
Yep.
this is a 250, and they got a surprise, man, because they said, "Is this only 250 on a charm?" I said, "Yes." "Oh, you did a good job. You're professional, and you's gonna charge me 250?" I said, "Yes, man, 250 because I didn't spend not even like an hour." I mean, that is
Yep.
really fair, my price. And she was surprised because she said, "Oh, is it another company came, he gave me the price for $1,500, almost 2,000." I said, "What?" And
Wow.
then what will happen is
Yeah.
she got my information, he got my number, and he said, "You know what? You're gonna be my plumber because you are honest.
Yep.
I saw your work is a professional work, and you know what you're doing, and you price it really, really fair." I said, "Oh, thanks, gracias."
Wow.
Entonces, then
Very
he said, "Oh, I'm gonna give you your information to everybody I know your plumber because I'm gonna give you a good recommendation. I like your work. I like your
Yep.
prices." Oh, I said, "Thanks." That's what I mean. This is a good. I know the inflation is too. I mean, too tight right now. So everything, gas, material, but trying to keep it. I mean, my professional work, quality work, with with a fair price. You know. Yeah, I think
Yep.
doing that,
Yep.
we're gonna get a
Well, no.
more customer because most of the company when they get to the customer, they don't think about. I mean, sometimes they don't think about doing a good and professional quality work. They're just thinking about it, how much money I'm gonna get from him. You know, trying to get a more money, trying to get a rich company. You know, but I'm trying to get a customer satisfaction with my prices in my work. Yeah.
Yep. Yep. Well, I think that's a good, good way to wrap it up. You know, um, Sergio, you're super cool. And I really appreciate, how much effort you've put into building your business as a fellow business owner. I really respect that. And I know it's not easy
Thank
to
you.
do all the things you've done in business. Um, and, you have, I think last I checked, 60, 70 5-star reviews. Clearly you do really good work.
Right.
Um, and yeah, super cool to hear your story. And yeah, appreciate you sharing. Anything you want to leave with to the people watching or to your clients? Anything that's interesting that you want to cover that we maybe didn't talk about?
Yeah, I just wanna say is, is people is looking for, professional plumber, quality work with spending a lot of money. They should call me. Should call me best quality plumbing. We are, professionals, and my focus is to get professional technicians, not handyman guys. You know. This is we are
Yep,
selecting right people because we that's why we got a good reputation and reviews from real customers. Not not pay a review for other companies. They pay for reviews. They got a reviews every month,
yep,
but this is only robots reviews. Our reviews are real from real
yep,
customers, and I think I'm really happy because we are doing the best way for customers and keeping my prices low, you know. But like I said,
yep.
it's people looking for anyone is looking for water heaters, any kind of emergency, whatever is the plumbing, we're ready for. Okay.
Okay. Well, clearly your clients are really happy with your work. And it's, yeah, super cool to see what you've built. Clearly it's taken, a lot of years of experience, and hard work to get to where you are. We're happy to be part of your team now. Thank you for letting us,
No, thank
be
you.
part of your team. yeah, looking forward to growing together. And yeah, it was cool to you know give you a chance to share your story, and I think it's going to be fun for some of your clients to hear a little bit about your journey as an entrepreneur. We're all entrepreneurs, or we've all had bad bosses, or I think everybody can relate you know um, on
Right.
some level to your journeys. um, yeah, really, really cool to share, and thanks for coming on and being open to sharing. Not everybody's open to sharing their journey, so
Right.
appreciate
Thank
you.
you very much for you and me.
Yeah. Okay. Later, Sergio.
Right.